Max Verstappen is the reigning world champion in F1, and rest assured that he walks the talk out of his mouth. He is a really dominant driver, talented and fast, and many have compared his driving style to the one of Senna. Although Verstappen is not very keen on the media and does not like to reveal details about his life outside of F1, there are some things that he revealed in podcasts or interviews that you probably had no idea existed. So without further ado, let's dive deep into some facts you didn't know about Verstappen. Number 11. Verstappen had to Google his name to enter in Singapore 2018 circuit. Formula 1 is a sport that sees lots of people that don't race enter the circuit as a legitimate crew or staff. However, F1 drivers are known worldwide and the faces aren't hard to remember once they show you very frequently. Sometimes, the securities aren't familiar with the drivers and situations can become pretty awkward and bizarre, which is what happened at the 2018 Singapore GP. Verstappen recalled how he had to Google his own name and find a photograph of himself to get the security guard to let him through as he had forgotten his pass. I was not allowed to run on the track because I didn't have my pass, so I showed myself on Google to the guys like, "I'm the driver, I want to get on the track," Verstappen said. Number 10. There is a song for Max Verstappen known worldwide. Max Verstappen goes by many names and one of these names is Super Max. However, the nickname has a bigger story behind it, and there is a song that is called Super Max. Whenever Max races in the Dutch, Belgian or Austrian Grand Prix, the Orange Army, which are the supporters of Red Bull, always make sure to sing the Super Max song. The song was composed by three fans, Marco Mars, Rob Toonen and Jeroen Hilgenberg in 2016, as these three fans call themselves the Pit Stop Boys. What a cool feature, huh? Number 9. Verstappen won his first pole position in Hungary 2019. Although he has already had a couple of wins ever since he debuted in 2016 for Red Bull, Verstappen was lacking his first career pole position. He had to wait 3 years in Red Bull in order to receive his first one, which isn't something to wonder about considering the fact that this era was primarily dominated by Mercedes and Ferrari. However, Verstappen managed to secure his first career pole position in 2019 at the Hungarian GP, just ahead of the duo of Mercedes. Number 8. F1 isn't the only thing that Max loves to drive. This goes without saying, but Max is a huge fan of other vehicles. Apart from his supercar collection, Verstappen loves to drive other types of vehicles like quads or buggies or even go-karts on his vacation. Max isn't the type of guy to just sit back and relax when he's on vacation, but the type to continue doing what he loves most, which is driving vehicles. I liked racing around in quads or buggies. I really enjoy doing things like that. Go-karts, for example. I like to drive something that's not an F1 car, said Verstappen. And who could blame him? After all that adventure and adrenaline in an F1 car, nothing beats a drive in the 4x4 vehicles Verstappen loves to ride. Number 7. Verstappen has a huge collection of supercars. It's not a secret that Verstappen loves to cruise in the street with his supercars, some of which are truly amazing and are really Verstappen's pride and glory. During the time when Aston Martin was Red Bull's commercial partner, Verstappen bought the Valkyrie supercar, the one that was directly designed by Adrian Newey. Apart from that, Verstappen owns Ferrari Monza SP2, Ferrari 488 Pista, Renault RS01, Porsche 911 GT3 RS, and Mercedes-Benz C63 SAMG. Number 6. His first career win in 2016 gave his dad a nosebleed. Everybody knows that Verstappen had the most famous debut that a driver could imagine for Red Bull, with him winning on the first outing. After both Mercedes clashed, Verstappen had to endure the attacks of Raikkonen and take his first career win, but it wasn't as easy as one would think, and according to Verstappen, it was a painful win for both him and his dad. "I started cramping with 5 laps to go, just with the excitement on the focus. It was crazy, there was a lot of pressure. My dad's nose started bleeding. I can't even imagine how it was sitting in the driver's room watching the final laps unfold." Number 5. Verstappen loves FIFA and is one of the best players in the world. At the end of the day, Verstappen is a teenager that grew up with video games, and one of these games is FIFA. Not only that, he loves to play the game, but he also is one of the best players in the world. According to the FIFA FootWiz statistics site, Verstappen, who goes under the gamer tag CRGBoy007, ranked 21st in the world in FIFA Ultimate Team game mode in January 2019, also reaching 31st rank in the world in August 2018. Max has won a couple of matches against his colleague Norris, beating him in all 3 matches they played. The fact that Verstappen loves FIFA was confirmed by Horner, who spoke about Max's activities prior to the 2021 US GP. There's probably quite a lot you don't know about Max. He's probably done about 14 hours of FIFA football this weekend while he's been here. Apart from FIFA, Verstappen loves to watch live soccer and is a huge fan of the FC Barcelona and PSV, that latter coming from his home country of the Netherlands. I love soccer. My favorite team in Holland is PSV Eindhoven, but let's say internationally it's FC Barcelona, said Max. Number 4, Verstappen learned the hard way from his father. We all know that Jos was behind Max for the entirety of his career, and even Jos's retirement has a lot to do with Max's career, as Jos wanted to focus on Max's career and invest all his knowledge in making him a successful F1 driver. Verstappen started karting when he was just 4 years old, and his father said, "It wasn't that nerve-wracking, as when he was 2, he was driving a quad bike, so he had experience with speed and how to steer." Over a 10-year period, Max drove up to 100,000 kilometers per year with his father to stay on the track. Although the young driver loved what he did, Jos had to teach him some lessons the hard way. 2012 World Championship race. I crashed and lost the championship. I was upset, but my dad was really upset and disappointed. I had to pick up the go-kart off the side of the track, as my dad said I had to do it myself. I wanted to talk to him about what happened, but he did not want to talk to me. I kept trying, and at one point, at a gas station, he said, "Get out, I don't want to talk to you anymore." Number 3, Verstappen wears his seatbelt loosely. While many drivers want to be air-tightened to the F1 car while they're driving, Verstappen isn't that kind of a guy. He's a relaxed driver, and in an interview with David Coulthard, Max said that he doesn't run his seatbelts particularly tight. He has the confidence to be free in the car, which I found remarkable. "I wanted to be bolted to the car," added Coulthard. Even off the track, when Verstappen is getting ready for the race, his relaxing attitude is something that has amazed his teammates. One of them is Alex Albon, who spoke about Max's relaxing attitude, saying, "There are times when I'm getting ready for qualifying races and looking at data or whatever, and Max is playing FIFA or Call of Duty. I admire it. I wish I could be that relaxed," said Albon. Number 2, Verstappen made Hamilton up his game. Lewis Hamilton is a 7-time world champion, and we know that during his game, he has had to battle with some big names, such as Alonso, Vettel, and Raikkonen. Although he came up on top of all these battles, he wasn't successful in one with Verstappen last year. However, the toe-to-toe fight that happened last year made Hamilton up his game, according to Alex Albon. Lewis has a proper title fight on his hands, which he hasn't had before. You see him going to the simulator much more now. Mercedes has had to go into second gear and focus on the championship more than they've had to before. It's Lewis who has had to look for a bit extra rather than Max. There's a lot of respect between them, but Max is unfazed by the whole situation. Number 1, Verstappen holds many youngest F1 records. When you enter the F1 world at the age of 16, there are certain records that you can break. Verstappen is currently holding the record for the youngest F1 driver to ever sit in an F1 car, and the bizarre fact that he didn't have a driver's license prior to his entrance into F1 is emphasizing Verstappen's talent enough. Apart from that, Verstappen holds the record for youngest ever to win an F1 race in 2016, youngest ever to win the fastest lap, youngest ever to confirm a podium, youngest ever to lead a race, youngest F1 driver to score points, youngest multiple GP winner, youngest to win the same GP multiple times, and youngest to win the same GP in successive years. Quite a few records Max has here, right? Well, we hope that you enjoyed the facts about Verstappen. Let us know what you think in the comments below.